Well, hey there, y'all. This is Nayle T, Alan T's cousin. And normally I'm reading them dad jokes, but today I'm actually going to answer some questions like my cousin there, Alan T. He said that this question was a little too ridiculous for him, so he figured he'd give it to me. And I looked at it and I'm like, whoo, boy, this is going to be a thinker, but let's get right to it. So I'm going to say the question really slow because, boy, it's kind of complicated. All right. When a fly flies through a fart, do you think they feel the same way we do when we drive past a barbecue place? Oh man, that's an interesting one. And this question actually came from a viewer. So man, whoever this gave me this question is, you kind of a little messed up, but I like it. I like it though, and we're gonna get right to it because we got to break it down in a couple little parts because some of it's kind of ambiguous. That's a word. I use that word. That's a big word. Ambiguous. So the first thing is that we are assuming that a fly likes the smell of a fart. All right, which is nasty to think about and kind of nasty to even bring up, but anyway, so we know they like the smell of a fart, not the smell of a fart, so we assume that they like the smell of a fart. That's because we know that they will eat poop. They eat poop. Okay, but we know that they eat poop, but what's interesting is that they don't actually like chew the poop because they don't actually have teeth. So it's not like they go up to a big old pile of poop and start kind of, ooh, man, this is going to be a tough one. That's turning my stomach. So we know that they don't really like chewing on the, chewing on the poop. They don't know that they don't chew on the poop. What they do, and oh man, this is going to be tough. They actually come up to the poop and they puke on it. Woo! They puke. They puke on the poop. Woo! Ooh! Oh, it's starting to get warm in here. No, so they go up and they puke on the poop, right? And so that it can liquefy, and they don't actually have like a mouth. They have like this straw thing, and they suck it up with a straw. So they puke on the, and then they stuck up the with a straw. Oh, that's nasty. That's just nasty. Oh, it's getting hot in here. Oh. Okay, so I got to go back to my notes and I lost track. So they throw up on it and then they suck it up with the thing and with their mouth because they don't have teeth. And they, so that's the whole process of, it's getting warm in here. That's their process of what they do when they go up to the poop and they start feasting on it. Oh, that's messed up. So another interesting thing about flies, I figured I'd bring it up, trying to get off the eating the poop thing, is that they actually taste with their feet. Isn't that's even kind of more disgusting? Because imagine if human tasted with their feet. Because, I had to change my socks every 5 seconds because, it just stink. It would just stink. Or imagine you go to a restaurant and they bring out the plate of food and you got to go, hold up a second, you put it down on your feet and you go, oh, well, that tastes good. That's going to be good eating. And then you throw up on it and stuck it up with a straw like a fly. No, we got teeth. We got teeth. So anyway, so back to it. Is that, so we know that they will eat the poop, and we also know that poop normally comes from, the place where poop comes from is the poo hole, okay? I'm just going to say it. It comes from the poo hole. So we know that poop comes from the poo hole and that the fart also comes from the poo hole. So we're taking the assumption that the fart smells like the poo. Okay, so as we're breaking this thing down, all right, well, we're just going to make that assumption. We're just going to say, for the sake of the argument, that, okay, the fart smells like the poo. And so with that would kind of imply that the fly would actually like the smell of the fart. And that's just, that's just nasty. However, for the sake of the question, we're going to continue on, is that we're just going to assume that all of that is correct and the fly likes the smell of a fart. So the next part of this question is the assumption that people like the smell of barbecue. Now, I don't know. Most people do, I would assume, but I don't know about the vegans, vegetarians, and I don't know. Some of them might get grossed out. Some of them might not care for it. But for the sake of the argument, for the sake of the question, what we're going to do now is we're just going to assume, again, that the majority of the people, they like the smell of barbecue. And so since we've kind of determined that, and then we also determined that flies like the smell of poop, then I guess to answer this question, which the question is, when a fly flies through a fart, do you think that they feel the same way we do when we drive past the barbecue place? Based on all the information that I put in front of me and all the information I've shared with you, I would have to say that yes. Yes, the fly, when it flies through a fart, it does feel the same way. It probably flies through and goes, oh my, that's some good stuff over there. Let's go over there and let's like throw up on it and then eat it with our straw. Oh, man. They have like people have barbecues, or they have like little poo fest or whatever, whenever a big old heaping pile of poo is like, I guess because when you see the pile of poo, they usually have a lot of flies. So you think they're having a good time down there? You think there's some DJ music or something? I don't know. Maybe they're having some margaritas along with their poop, but I don't know. So anyway, so break down the question again. Yes, I think that the fly does like the smell of a fart and does think it's awesome, and they just have a big old party and everything like that. So there you go. That's what I'm gonna say. That's my answer to that question. Thank you, Alan T, for sharing. This has been a great time. Y'all come back now. Y'all here?